Nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And a message coming from my
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
Hello, Peter.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Multiverse movie show. I'm, of course, your host, Isaac, for today's Multiverse extravaganza. Now, I know I prepared this stream last second, so I'm really not expecting that many people to pop in, but we got some breaking news. Not the most major news. We got two major news on the SnyderVerse stuff because you guys know over here on the channel, we like to talk a lot about the whole SnyderVerse stuff, but could they be possibly bringing back Zack frickin' Snyder? Well, I think that will happen eventually. I think it's inevitable. I think eventually it will happen. But this is my second stream today. This is going to be a much shorter stream because I don't want to. So I already streamed twice. I streamed twice today. I earlier I did a stream that was 2 hours and 50 minutes. My voice is kind of dying. I might appear on Max's stream later on. But I am going to talk about the whole DC Overhaul stuff. We're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to talk about two major things: Zack Snyder's Justice League potentially being in theaters, and Zack Snyder's possibly being restored and all that. We have Hot Takes Tuesday, Nerdman in the chat. He says, "Hi, I honestly think Patty Jenkins should be put in charge, and you need to hear me out on why." Hey man, you let me know in the chat. I do not think Patty Jenkins should be in charge. No, I think she should be in charge with the Wonder Woman movie. She should be given all creative control. She's the reason why that first Wonder Woman movie did really, really freaking well. Let me actually move the camera a little down. I'm not liking how high it is. But this is gonna be a quick stream, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know. I don't want to go too long because again, I did stream a little earlier today, but we're gonna have fun. We're gonna discuss the whole issue, the whole stuff. Got RJ in the building. He says, "Hey Isaac, what's up, resident justice man?" Shout out to him. Y'all go support him. He's a great guy, and I love talking to him all the time. Let's pull up the article here. So over here, Warner Bros. Discovery exploring the overhaul of DC Entertainment exclusive. This is coming from Variety, so I do want to remind everyone of that. Hold up. Why is the chat not popping up? I'm trying to pop up the chat. Why is it not letting me? Crap. Sorry, guys. Um, yeah, it won't let me click on the chat. Like, right, so my StreamYard, it's not like the chat's not showing up, but then I go on the YouTube Studio. So I do like two things. There's YouTube Studio, and then there's there's the StreamYard itself. For some reason, it's not even letting me. It's not showing. I don't know. It's weird. But let me finish up reading this article, then we'll get to the chat. It says Warner Bros. Discovery exploring overhaul of DC Entertainment. The new owners of all things Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are exploring an overhaul of DC Entertainment. Multiple sources close on the situation told Variety. It's been less than a week since Discovery closed its $43 billion deal for Warner Media, joining one of the largest producers of reality programming with one of the most venerable entertainment brands under the new moniker of Warner Bros. Discovery. David Zaslav, the CEO of the combined companies and top leadership, has been toying with the idea of turning DC into its own solidified content vertical. The sources said the move would potentially affect DC feature film development in the Warner Bros. Pictures Group, streaming series at Warner Bros. Television, and a creative arm within DC proper, all in an effort to have the disparate elements more closely aligned in order to maximize the value of the superhero stable, one often seen as punching up against Marvel. Let's see. So yeah, for some reason StreamYard ain't even letting me pop in the chat. Uh yeah, I don't even get why I don't get it. This is the first time StreamYard doesn't let me pop in the chat. Like, I don't know, but let me finish reading. It says, before the merger closed, Zaslav vetted candidates with experience in creating and nurturing blockbusters intellectual property with the goal to potentially finding someone to serve as a creative and strategic Caesar, similar to what Marvel has in Kevin Feige. That's the most important thing. They want like a Kevin Feige thing. And it says one of the candidates include Emma Watts, a former top film executive at 20th Century Studios and Paramount, but it does not appear that Watts will take the job. One insider suggested that Zaslav wants less interested in finding a creative guru and more eager to hire someone who had this type of business background, needed to keep all the different factions at DC working more harmoniously. Insiders say that Zaslav believes that the success of the merger, one that has left the company highly leveraged, will rest in no small part on unlocking the full potential of the DC Comics universe of characters. Discovery insiders believe that although DC has achieved cinematic success in recent films such as Aquaman and The Batman, it lacks a coherent, creative, and brand strategy. Discovery believes that several top shelf characters such as Superman, this one's a good one, Superman has been left to languish and need to be revitalized. They also believe projects like Todd Phillips' Joker are a shining example of how second build characters from the DC library can and should be exploited. Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn is another example. Let's remove the ad. I don't like it copyrighted. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me pop up the chat. So I'm seeing the chat. We see Arkham Gaming, RJ, Nerdman, Hot Takes Tuesdays, Bell Reeve. What's up, guys? For some reason my chat won't pop up. I don't know. On the YouTube Studio it pops up, but we got 10 votes so far. Do you think Discovery should restore the SnyderVerse? 90% say yes, 10% say no. But yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the chat. And yeah, we're gonna keep on reading everything else. Where was I? DC has started to figure out ways for its big screen films to inspire more streaming content. Recent examples include the HBO Max show Peacemaker, which was a spin-off of the Suicide Squad, as well as an upcoming planned series on Colin Farrell's The Penguin in Gotham City's police force. But the company believes that DC must do more to grow its approach to comic book fare, including bolstering gaming under Walter Hamada, who took over DC films from John Berg and Jeff Johns in 2018. The unit has achieved more consistency in terms of both the critical and commercial reception to the company's movies. He is under contract until the end of 2023 and could play an important role in whatever Zaslav has planned. Zaslav has pledged to find $3 billion in synergies in a newly merged company, a signal of how important cost cutting will be to Warner's new owners. Mining DC's library of characters could help control spending, as Warner Brothers Discovery owns the underlying intellectual property. Insiders say upcoming DC film projects include a sequel to Zachary Levi's Shazam, a sequel to Jason Momoa's Aquaman, the long-awaited franchise started Black Adam with Dwayne Johnson, and a third installment of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. So that's the article right there. Warner Brothers, basically, to sum it up, Warner Brothers wants to have their own Kevin Feige. Wait, let's see the chat. So, yeah, for some reason it's not letting me. Wait, hold up. Okay, so now so we got David Riley in the chat. Okay, there we go. Finally, it finally let me play. Finally, it let me click the chat. David Riley says at Multiverse of Movies, happy Warner Bros. Discovery Day. Heck yeah, man. You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I know a lot of my friends disagree with me, but I think the SnyderVerse will be restored under the Discovery regime. I that's what I think. And Hot Takes Tuesday, Nerdman says also I think Patty would restore the SnyderVerse. Yeah, but I don't think she's in the position of leadership. Like I respect her. She's done great movies. The first Wonder Woman movie to me is a fantastic movie, and I give her all the credit in the world for such a fantastic film. But she is a filmmaker. She is a director, and I think I prefer her in that kind of role. And then also Belle Reeves in the chat says, "Yo Isaac, what's up, Belle Reeve? WTF Nerdman, you lagged on me." Lamau. Let's see, what chats have I missed? Of course, RJ's here. Arkham Gaming says Jim Lee should be in charge. I better not hear no Jim Lee slander. I don't think he should be in charge, but I wouldn't mind if he was. But at the end of the day, I get worried when comic book writers or anyone in comic book business. I always get worried when those kinds of people are put in these positions of power. Um, because comic books and movies work different. And one example I'm gonna use is Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns, a lot of people were excited to see Jeff Johns work on the DCU. A lot of people were excited to see him get in control. Let's see. I think, oh crap. Okay. A lot of people were excited to see him, but at the end of the day, it didn't work out. A lot of DC fans hate Jeff Johns now because they just weren't fans of what he did. And so Jim Lee worries me, but let's say they announce it today. I wouldn't mind it. Um, and what comments am I missing? Okay, so Nerdman says, yeah, man, Jim Lee is a Batman fanboy. That's why I don't want him in charge. I think Patty will be the best DC because she loves Superman and wants to see a variety of characters. You see, the thing isn't just that they should love the characters. That is a good thing. That is the main, one of the main things you should do is you love these characters. But it's not the only thing. Oh crap. My Wi-Fi is kind of lagging, so I am gonna have to turn off the camera. But yeah, here's the article. It says, yeah, man, Jim Lee's a Batman fanboy. Yeah, for some reason my Wi-Fi is lagging. It only like okay, so I'm back. Okay, we're back. Jim Lee's a fan. Look, I wouldn't mind. I'll say this. If Patty gets announced today, which is not gonna happen, I think I can take that to the grave. I don't think that Patty would do a good job because that's just not her position. And I would rather have someone with experience, somebody who knows how to do stuff like this, kind of like Kevin Feige. Because Kevin Feige, before coming in charge to Marvel, he worked under other Marvel movies, the X-Men movies, the Spider-Man movies, the Blade movies, the Punisher movies. He worked under those things, got some experience, and then eventually, and of course, he was never a director. He was always a producer. But yeah, let's see where we should be. What comments am I missing? Yeah, so we're good. Nerdman says, but Patty would also look at other voices to put their stamp on DC characters. She'd pursued a director-driven strategy, but with a more cohesive plan. That sounds good, but again, it's more. Look, it's not as simple as many people think it is. It's not like simple. And that's the thing, it's not like an easy thing. It's not like you can just quickly get directors, let their creative visions and do whatever you want. It's also about hiring the right people, the producers, the directors, the actors. It's about hiring the right people. It's about knowing when to release each movie. And to me, Patty Jenkins doesn't have that experience that I think she. Look, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad idea. It's just that it doesn't sound like a good idea to me either. But this is my second stream today, so I apologize if my voice sounds dry because I did stream earlier with a friend of mine. We talked about Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, but aggressively relaxing. Oh crap, so it shows me the Wi-Fi thing. I'm gonna have to wait and see by now. But aggressive relaxing. Okay, there we go. We're back. Aggressively relaxing says what needs to be restored. See Flash and Aquaman movies and productions. Am I the crazy one? look, I'm excited for the Flash and Aquaman. I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to the whole Snyder stuff. I actually like the current DC regime. I liked Birds of Prey. I loved James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Peace. You guys heard the beeping, right? I love James Gunn's Peacemaker. That to me is it's the best comic book series of all time. Uh, yes, there's been some movies that I've not liked. Wonder Woman 84, of course, is not a good one. Again, my Wi-Fi again is so every time the Wi-Fi goes down, I gotta turn off the camera to make it come back. Also, we got Chris. What's up, Chris, man?
Hey man, I'm following this today. Yeah, I just wanted to come in and say that the RJ stream was really
Mhm.
good, and your stream was good. You and a dude talking about Batman, but
Yeah.
you know how I'm kind of like the Debbie Downer when it comes to the DC shit. Like, we got to keep talking about this DC shit. I'm so sick of
Yeah,
hearing
I
about
understand.
DC. But today, when stories like this break, it's absolutely good to talk about this. See, this is some shit I'm interested in. DC
Mhm.
trying to make its own like DC studio like Marvel has and finding one guy to handle it all. Oh, wait a minute. Haven't we been saying that forever that that's what they need? I think it's funny that like we've been saying that forever and then Discovery just comes in, scoops up and like not even a week later like, "Look, here's what we want to do." And they're saying the same shit the fans have been saying forever, but yeah, normally I'm like, oh God, I can't listen to these Snyder Bros anymore. But today I'm like genuinely enjoying these streams you guys are doing because all this shit makes sense. The only problem is I'm not as educated into this stuff as you guys are. I mean, if you want to talk about Marvel directors and Marvel writers, and yeah, I know all that shit, but DC, they switch them around too much.
Yeah, and I did watch like 10 minutes of RJ stream. I'm gonna watch it after I'm done with this stream. I liked what he had to say, or at least the first 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. There are times where, yes, Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. The movies he's made with DCU are some of my favorites. But there are times where I get exhausted of talking about it. So I'm in the same boat with you
Yeah, I mean, I'll
about
talk
that.
about it, DC, and I'll
Mhm.
talk about. And when I say Snyder, a lot of times I'm talking about because, like, you guys said something in was it your stream or was it RJ? Somebody said blah 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 the DC universe, and I'm like, okay, great. What exactly is that at this point? Because you got a Matt Reeves universe, you got a SnyderVerse,
Mhm.
you've got the guy that did Birds of Prey, which I didn't hate. Is it a good movie? No, but I didn't
Who
hate
made
it. You know
that
what I
movie?
mean? So which one's going to get the mantle of which one should they roll with? Because right now it's so fractured that even the Flashpoint can't fix it. You know what I mean? It can't be
Yeah.
fixed. I think they need to start over. And if you go by who has the most successful movies, it would be Snyder, right? He
Mhm.
has the most successful of all of them, or are we going to dig all the way back to the Nolan days and talk about,
Well,
you
in
know
the
what I mean?
DCU, I would probably say Aquaman's been the most successful.
I don't mean the one movie. I mean, as far as a group, if you were going to say the DC universe, what's
Oh,
the
you mean
most?
like combined?
Yeah, it would
Oh
be the
yeah,
Snyder
Zach.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know anything about this. Who's the guy writing for the DC shows? What's his name?
You mean like Peacemaker?
No. That's James Gunn, the guy that's writing like all the DC shows. He does their TV stuff.
I actually don't know who it is.
Gerard, whatever, Gerald, whatever. They were talking about him earlier. I don't know anything about that dude. I just know that the DC TV shows suck. They're not good at all. Okay, the DC shows suck. The animated stuff is phenomenal. Some of the movies are good. They're hit or miss, but this Lee guy they're talking about, now they're finding out Hamada's not going anywhere till maybe the end of 2023. Did they not say Emmerich is staying as well?
Yeah, Toby Emmerich is staying at least till his contract runs out.
See,
That's what
so
we know
who
so
knows
far.
what they have planned, but this Discovery taking time out to say, look, we want to overhaul the DC side of Warner Brothers,
Mhm.
that's already a plus for all DC fans.
Yeah.
For them to even come out this quick and already say, yeah, man, we want to fix some shit. We know you're not happy. That's a cool thing, And RJ's stream was great until Jarbo came in. And I'm not, this ain't a shot at
Wait,
Jarbo,
he
but
showed up.
yeah. And
didn't even see
Jarbo,
that.
I'm telling you, Matt knows his shit. I have my issues with Matt, but Matt does know his shit. But it always comes down to dollars and cents with Matt.
Mhm.
It's always about dollars and cents. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, you know? And I'm just like, that's a really shitty way to treat an entire fandom.
Yeah.
They're not just consumers. They're more than that. You want them to get emotionally involved with the characters you create and not go to another medium, you know, but you're going to treat them all like their opinion don't matter. And look, we're going to make the cheapest Superman movie we can and try to milk as much money out of it as we can. That shit's not going to fly, Warner Brothers. It's not going to work. You're going to piss people off.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
the streams have been really good today. I just thought I'd come in and tell you, man. I enjoyed the other one too, man. The only thing I didn't like is your disgusting, gross, just love for Nirvana. It's so gross, bro.
You heard the part where I was talking about something in the way.
Yeah, that's the part I'm talking
I
about.
wouldn't like. I won't even deny it. I'm not like a like. I don't. It's weird. I like music and I listen to a lot of it, but I don't care about the artist. Like I like Queens. Like Bohemian Rhapsody is one of my favorite songs, but I don't keep up with any. Like I don't even know album names or nothing. I'll just
Of any group?
not really. Like I listen to a lot of Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, all those, but I don't like keep up with music. So like if
I've
you
heard of
told
the Eminem guy. Who's the other two?
Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur.
Why does Tupac sound familiar to me?
Tupac, he's
Tupac.
he's one of the most
I am
iconic
fucking
rappers.
with you, Isaac. Stop it, bro. I was
Hey,
raised
I
on
honestly
that
don't
shit.
know, man. I know somebody
I'm
who
I'm sitting here going, who's Tupac?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that name somewhere.
I actually know somebody who doesn't know about the Avengers movies.
Are you
And he's
serious?
like a young guy. He's like in his mid-20s. You would think someone that age.
Yeah,
would
I
know.
didn't. Hey, until just 2 days ago, I didn't know shit about Stranger Things. I'm glad I went down that rabbit hole. But I don't know if they can find. Here's the problem. I won't say DC's in. I'm gonna trigger a lot of people if I say this. Look, I'm not saying DC's in the shadow of Marvel, but they're totally in the shadow of
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah. I won't deny it.
Yeah, and it's because Marvel did it right. They cultivated, they let it happen organically. They had good writers, people that give a shit about those actual characters. Whereas DC was just like, wait a minute, they did what? They just, my God, look how good Avengers is doing in these post-credit scenes. You know what? We should do that. We need to get on that. So you cram Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Lex Luthor and friggin' even though Doomsday looked like shit, all in the same movie, but you couldn't crack $1 billion? What's that tell you? You
Oh my
rushed
God.
it.
That debate about the billion, it's so funny to me.
Well, to me, it's just
because-
like I'm going off the name, okay? You've
Yeah.
got Batman and Superman in the same movie. That right there should have got you $1 billion. When you got movies like Fast and Furious and these shitty Transformer movies making over $1 billion, some of the worst Star Wars we've seen in decades, making billions of dollars, but you can't get $1 billion off the name Superman and Batman fighting each other. You know,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, once I saw the ultimate cut, is that what's called? What's the cut called? The final cut?
Yeah. You said it right. It's
The
Ultimate
ultimate cut.
Edition.
That one I like. When
Mhm.
I went back and watched that one, I was totally okay with Batman versus Superman. I think it's a great movie. I think they spent a little too much time tracking the bullet. We got to find out where this bullet came from. I think they spent a little too much time on that, but the rest is awesome. You know, they're playing catch up because Marvel has Kevin Feige. And I know that's like the go-to. That's the holy grail. That's everybody's end all be all. Haha, I shut you down. I win this argument. But it only wins all the arguments because it's the truth, man. You
Look,
know,
I
DC
think
needs their own Feige.
Yeah, DC. I love Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel. I loved what they were going for. My biggest problem with DC was because they didn't have that Kevin Feige figure. They panicked so quickly, and I think they
It
should have
felt like
really
panic, right, Isaac?
Yeah.
It felt like panic, bro.
like Suicide Squad release it the way it was intended to. And look, if it fails financially, it fails. But at least you gave that creative what you hired them for.
Yeah, because I want to know what David Ayers looks like because I'm a huge David Ayer fan. This
Mhm.
is nothing like what the movie see. Brooklyn's Finest, Harsh Times, Training Day, Fury. That's the David Ayer I know.
Mm-hmm.
The corrupt society cops, everything's messed up. Man, come on, Training Day is a classic, dude. Like David Ayer knows what he's doing. I don't understand why they didn't let him have that cut. I don't get it. I say we
Yeah.
put Ashley in charge of DC, and she can run it like they run Marvel.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so glad of this article, because it shows that Discovery has at least wants a plan. That's the number one thing to think about when it comes to DC. Give somebody that control, let them form what the DCU should be moving forward. Now, the reason why I bring up that it could be SnyderVerse, let's try to highlight that part. Where was it?
But
Where
it
was the
could
Superman
be.
part?
I'm actually on board now with saying, oh, it might take a few years, but this could happen. Do you know why? Zack Snyder makes money.
Yeah. There's a highlight. There's a Superman part in this. I can't even remember where it was, but there was a part where they said that they felt like Superman felt like it was like a secondary character now, because we haven't had a Superman starring movie since technically Batman vs Superman 2016. That's been a
Yeah,
while.
I don't consider that a standalone Superman movie. Man of Steel,
Yeah,
that's it, bro.
the
That's
last
it.
true single one was 2013.
Yeah.
Man of Steel. It's about to be a complete decade since that movie came out. What are they doing? We got to have somebody, because Superman is, besides Batman, probably the most popular character DC has. And it feels like now they're just sidelining him. He barely showed up in Shazam, barely showed up in Peacemaker, is referenced quickly in Suicide Squad. It's time we finally had, and that's what Zach had. He had a Superman who was the main figure, the face of the franchise, kind of what Iron Man was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's why I'm so excited for this. And I think there's a chance the Snyderverse gets restored, because right now you're writing a momentum. Zack Snyder's Justice League came out last year, and now there's a momentum building, because there's more Snyder fans now than there were back in 2016. Because I remember back in 2016, if you were a Snyder fan, it was the most unpopular thing you could say.
Yeah, I never understood it because I was a Snyder fan long before he did any of this DC stuff.
Yeah,
I'm one of the people that really, and I love Sucker Punch. 300 was
that's
like,
the only one I don't like.
yeah, I love that one. It's so different, mixing the new with the old. The half B-17 bomber with a half fighter jet, half a dragon. I mean, that it's just it's popcorn craziness, dude. I loved it. I really enjoyed 300. I love. Come on, Watchmen. Watchmen's pretty
Oh
much kind of
yeah.
a masterpiece. You know, like his work he did on Spartacus, even though he didn't what really overused the slow motion shit in Spartacus, but Zach had a hand in all 4 seasons of Spartacus. You
Mhm.
know, what's the other one that he helped but let Frank Miller help him with? Was it The Spirit or the other one? Was it Sin City?
Crap. I think it might have been Sin City. I don't remember. I'll probably Google that later. But yeah, I'm a big. I even like Zach.
Yeah,
My
I
favorite
guess.
non DCU movie is from Zach is 300. I just love that movie so much,
Yeah, it's
especially that
ridiculous.
scene.
It was
I s-
very ahead of its time, man. Yeah.
oh yeah, I think I'll actually say this. I think out of all the comic book movies we've had, I think Watchmen was ahead of its time, because when Watchmen released around that time, nobody was used to these darker, edgier kind of comic book movies. But now it's like that's the popular thing. You have the Batman doing really well financially. Of course, the Snyder DCU stuff got popular, but I think a Watchmen movie now would have done much better than it did back then, because it didn't do all that well financially. But I think Watchmen's probably one of my favorite. When it comes to Zack Snyder's cinematography, I would say Watchmen's the best when it comes to like the Snyder style. But I got to catch up to some comments. I always feel bad not reading them all. Where
Oh,
was
Dawn of
I?
the Dead. I forgot about Dawn of the Dead hot takes.
Yeah,
That's a great one, dude. That was next level shit. I know we saw it with 28 Days Later, you know, but the running zombies, the fast moving zombies, that changed the game, dude. That shit changed the game for that franchise. That was crazy. I always forget that chick's name, and I really like her.
yeah, yeah. So Caleb Richardson says, in a perfect world, I definitely want Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, Jim Lee, Todd Helbing, and Greg Berlanti to take over creative control of DC
Greg Berlanti,
film.
that's his name. That's the TV writer, Greg Berlanti.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And these 5 creatives have each had a massive role in shaping their divisions of DC Entertainment, and I feel they could bring, or I feel they could bring new life into the films division. I honestly don't have a pick. What I'm just hoping is Discovery gets somebody who's smart enough, who has experience in movies like this, experience in blockbuster movies, knows how to handle movies financially, knows everything, but most importantly, have somebody with the plan who that's the thing Warner Bros. Needs to move on from, the panicking, because the
Well, yeah,
panicking is
look
what
how
led to
splintered off they
DC.
are now. Look at how fragmented it is. There's like 5 different storylines going on right now, and they're either going to try to retcon everything with the Flash, or they're going to blow it even up bigger into all these different timelines, and they're going to try to retcon everything. And they see it. I tell you what, man, dude, I'm telling you, man. The Flash movie might be the new Rise of Skywalker, man, and I really don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? Where they're just going in and trying to fix a bunch of shit. And Eddie? Is Eddie the one that's a stickler about, look, I want one timeline. I don't want a bunch of these other timelines. I want one timeline. I want it to all be canon. Or maybe that's Enosh. I don't know. One of them's I'm okay with having different universes.
I think that's probably Enosh that said that.
Yeah, I'm okay with having different parts of the, I'm telling you, man, Morbius is going to be the new Godfather. Time's going to tell on that one. It's going to be look, I think it's going to, I haven't even watched it, dude. I can't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, I just now remembered
just like
you haven't
messing
seen it
with
yet.
Ashley.
I actually like
Ashley was like,
Morbius.
shut up, Chris. You're not even going to watch it and you know it. And I'm just like, you don't know me. Then I didn't watch it. She was right. I mean, I will watch it eventually. And I'm really excited for this streaming the Batman to come out. I watched Batman 3 times in one weekend. 3 times in 4 days.
I've only seen it twice.
Yeah, the third one I got roped into because I'd already seen it, and another friend wanted to see it, so I went with him. But the third one, I was like, "Ooh, I'm having to power through this one." But that's because I watched it 3 times in 4 days. But I'm excited for it to hit the HBO Max, and then I'll watch it again with my family. And I'll watch Morbius when it comes out. But when I see them saying, "Look, we're not only are we going to come out and admit that we haven't been handling things right, and admit that we need to start listening to the fans, but we're going to admit that we need our own Kevin Feige." I like that. I like what DC's saying. Mm-hmm. Now, would they have ever said this before the merger? Would they have ever said this?
No.
I don't think so, Isaac. No, look who owned them before. AT&T. Do you think AT&T gives a fuck about good movies?
I don't think they know how to make movies.
They don't know. They're a telecommunications company. They don't know shit about shit, bro. They can tell you how to make your internet boost faster. That's it. They can't tell you, like, now you've got Discovery. It's always been about, like, albeit very, very documentary style, but still it's Discovery, like they at least they know it. It's already an improvement. Already, you don't. I wouldn't hire a dog walker to take care of my prized horses in my stables or fix my Challenger. You know what I mean? Or work on the space station. You're a dog walker, dude. Stick with dog walking. And that's what AT&T tried to do. They tried to jump in. Plus, I don't think they gave a shit. I don't think AT&T gave a shit about what was happening in the movies. So all those other people were kind of getting to do whatever they wanted. Greenlight every project. What's the saying? Too many roosters and not enough chickens or something like that. Yeah, like that. I think that's what they were doing, man. Too many roosters, not enough chickens. Too many, too many people that want to lead, not enough followers. I can't explain any other way that people were getting away with this shit. They had to see that it was like, and I'm not even the Snyder guy. I'm not even the DC guy. And I saw that shit coming. Like, you guys don't know what you're doing at all. You're greenlighting every project.
There was also Zack Snyder released an image, and I'm trying to find it, but for some reason I can't.
An image of what?
It was like those rolling tapes from the cameras when they release it in theaters, something like that. There was an image. I cannot find it. I'm going through Twitter and Google, and I'm trying to find it, but what the heck? Why is no one posting it?
A projector?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a projector. Crap. Somebody sent it to me. I cannot remember who. It probably should be on Enosh's group chat, probably somewhere around there. Let's see.
Damn, Reyes here. Ashley's here.
Oh, you see that? Oh, what's up, Rhea? What's up, everyone in the chat?
Bell's here. Damn, we got all the royalty up in this motherfucker right now.
But yeah, I'm really just hoping. I've actually liked most of the DCEU. The only DC movie I hate is Justice League. I didn't like Wonder Woman 84. Suicide Squad to me was not very good, but the rest of it I've liked. Even Birds of Prey. I know that's the unpopular opinion.
No,
I like Birds of
I
Prey.
thought Birds of Prey was fun. I thought Wardrobe was horrible.
There are
But
some.
the more
dumb
you go
things.
back and watch it, the more fun it gets. I love Ewan McGregor as a villain, as Black Mask. He's really funny.
Mhm.
You know, when he
I
tells
like him
that girl,
too.
"Whoa, is that a stomp bubble?" Never mind, cut her face off. That's some crazy shit, dude. Like, wow.
I think it should probably be on Zach's Vera account. I feel like the only reason why people are on that is for Zack Snyder now.
And I didn't hate the Suicide Squad. It was fun up to the part with the starfish. I still don't understand the starfish thing.
You didn't like the starfish?
I'm
I'm a superhero! I'm a motherfucking super...
Thank you for bringing it up. I needed an excuse to play that clip.
Shit, he is, and I'm noticing a theme with a lot of James Gunn stuff. It's always some sort of mind control shit. No, have you never noticed that?
Yeah, it's a lot of it.
They said on Twitter, and I went, "Oh shit, they're right." Peacemaker, little aliens burrow their way into your brain. Sorrow, little things suck onto your face, and they control your brain. What else did he do?
Well, so already the 2 DCU stuff has been mind control related. Let's see, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm
Wait,
trying to think if
no,
there
I
was
don't
any
remember.
mind-related stuff to that.
Yeah. I'm trying to find Zach's Vero account for some reason. It's not even letting me go on Vero. Zack Snyder's. It only goes. Okay, wait. I think I found Vero. I've never used the site, even though when the Snyder Cut stuff was getting, when he would release images of it, it was all on Vero. I would just wait for it to pop on Twitter. Also, we got Kamu in the chat. What's up, Kamu? Caleb says, speaking of a Superman movie, Taylor Sheridan needs to direct a Superman movie. The dude is known for neo-westerns and Yellowstones, but he could capture fanboy Clark and feel Smallsville. I actually would prefer just a Zack Snyder sequel because Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman. I've loved Henry Cavill's version. Man of Steel to me is a
I grew up on
movie.
Christopher Reeve, and I still love Henry Cavill more.
I
grew up
like
on
Christopher
Reeve
Reeve too.
You know, I've liked even the shitty Superman movie, and it was not a good Superman movie. Where Kevin Spacey and Superman Returns. Even that dude was pretty cool as Superman. You know, he wasn't horrible, but yeah, of all of them, Henry Cavill's my favorite. I like the way he delivers his lines. I like how I love my favorite part. I've up until Man of Steel, even though I grew up on Superman, it was cool to see him fight Zod in the second one. Isaac, I was a Superman hater for most of my life.
Really?
Oh,
why was
dude.
that?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I fed too deep off into the whole courage angle, and you're not a hero if you're not doing something you're afraid of. What the fuck is Superman afraid of? Nothing hurts him. He's an alien, so he shouldn't even count. He's not born on our planet. You know, he's got godlike powers. He's too OP. He's a super Boy Scout. Like what? Slither, that's what it was. But then I watched Man of Steel, and they did something that none of the other Superman movies had ever done for me. They humanized Superman.
Mm-hmm.
They made him a person.
Yeah. Like
I gave a shit about him stealing clothes off of someone's clothesline. The fact that he could have squished that dude's brain, but instead he wrapped his truck around telephone pole. I cared about the little closet scene where his mom had to come and calm his mind down for him. You know, it was a good movie, man. It's a great movie. Now, is it a great Superman movie? I don't know. I know I love that movie. I just don't know if it's a great Superman movie because a lot of people are like, yeah, this lore is messed up. None of this is really how it went down, man. But I'm like, well, that's because I wasn't a big Superman fan. But Henry Cavill's always been my favorite.
Yeah, it's like I grew up loving Superman overall. I did grow up first. It was the first ever media I could find is probably the Justice League animated series. That was probably the first thing I ever saw Zack Snyder related. But then I remember the first live action thing I saw was the whole Christopher Reeve Superman the movie. Uh, but overall, to me, Man of Steel was always my favorite because I think around the time I watched it, it was one of the first ever movies that made me think a lot about a concept. Like, because it puts this godlike character and it questions his morality. I love how he's very human in this one. That I like that you bring that up. That this was a Superman that's day one. He's weak. He's trying to figure out where he's from. He argues with his dad a lot in this movie, and I like how human they make him feel. And even the final
He
battle
literally has
between
to
General Zod.
acclimate himself to
Uh-huh.
um our planet, our entire structure, not just morally, but physically. They
Mhm.
they made him, they humanized him, man. I loved it. I mean, if I'm Superman though, and I do like the question of like, like even though I didn't like the Lex, I just don't like what's his name?
Jesse Eisenberg.
I don't like Jesse Eisenberg.
I like them.
He just seems to talk this way in every movie. It doesn't matter what he's in. I thought that he was going to be good. And it was like American Ultra or whatever it was with him. And he was a hitman, didn't even know it. He was like some sleeper cell. It was a pretty dope ass movie. But even then, I couldn't. I liked him in Adventureland. He was really good in Adventureland, and he was good in the first Zombieland. I don't like him in anything else. I didn't even like him in the Facebook movie. I didn't even like him in that. I was like,
The Social Network.
yeah, I didn't even like him in that. And that's a masterpiece. Most people think this is an amazing movie. I mean, it's Darren Aronofsky, some of his finest work, but just wasn't into him. But I did like the question where he was like, do devils really come from below us, or did they come from above? Would Superman just what would make? I love how they questioned all that. Like, oh, Superman landed in America, so he's automatically an American. Stars and stripes, baby. What if Superman was a communist? What if Superman did want to be a socialist? What if Superman did go another way? So people questioning him and his godlike power, I get it. But they were able to Boy Scout him up in this one, but still show that like he's got a temper and don't piss him off, because if he has to, I don't know. So if we're gonna get another Superman, which is what we should have got anyway, before Justice League, we should have got another Superman, I think, then Justice League or whatever, because I don't know, man, they just really crammed them on there. We saw Wonder Woman and a Superman in name only, because that was Batman's movie, Batman versus Superman. We saw her in that before we saw her own movie.
Yeah,
Before we
and
saw
I
the
finally
Wonder
found
Woman.
the image, but it's not a
Finally,
zoomed in
you're
one.
just like you're.
Why is it nowhere?
I don't know, but you're obsessed, man.
Yeah, that's what I was doing the whole time. So there's this post right here. You can't see it. I'll zoom in a bit, but this guy posted the link and says, "Will we be seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters?"
Oh, that's
Zack
canned
Snyder liked it.
film. That's film.
I'm trying to zoom it in. Oh crap, that's a little too far. All right, let's move it over. Why wouldn't it let me move over?
That's film. That's reel-to-reel digital
Yeah.
film. Yeah.
So I guess that's the closest I can get, because if I zoom in, it won't let me scroll.
Yeah. No, I have seen that thing, but maybe at like the midnight shows for like $1 or something. I could see him doing it, making a little bit of money off of it. But I can't see anybody.
I think it would be
going
in
to-
like select theaters. Like they wouldn't
Yeah.
release it everywhere.
No, because no one's gonna spend. Dude, no one's spending 4 hours in a movie scene.
Yeah.
Man.
I definitely want to watch it in theaters, but I'm only like 1% of the population. Let's see what comes. So Patrick says Bell and Ben and Robert Pattinson, my favorite. I think he named every Batman except
When I
Keaton.
started learning about guys like Brainiac and Apocalypse and Darkseid, that's when I was like, oh, Superman does have some competition. It's all cosmic, but he does have competition. But here on Earth, there's no one that can mess with him. No one. The only one to even come close is what? Wonder Woman? She's like the only one that can come close.
Yeah, and Caleb says, in my mind, this movie, Clark and Lois are divorced. He's at the farm taking care of his dying mother, and the villain is Brain. Wait, what is he talking about? Oh, wait, I didn't even read the before comment. I feel like we need a down-to-earth Superman film like this. Might sound stupid, but just imagine a Superman film where he spends most of his movie as Clark on the farm. In the climax, he suits up, and then it says, like Brainiac is planting doubts in Clark's mind the entire time, and Clark overcomes his demons and suits him.
We already
That kind
got
of
that,
sounds like
Caleb.
Superman Returns.
No, it sounds like we already got that for 10 straight years. It's called Smallville.
Oh yeah, there we go.
but it was Darkseid at the end, wasn't it? Or Apocalypse. It wasn't Brainiac. And from what I hear, Brainiac's kind of like the big bad. He eats whole planets and shit or something. I don't know.
I remember going. So I didn't even know there was a comic book store near me for until like a year ago, and I knew it was there. I never knew it was there. So I remember I've gone like 5 times in total because I don't go often to that place because everything's expensive. But I went there once, and somebody was saying that Superman's the most overrated character of all time because he's boring and he's too powerful. And I remember I got into an entire debate with this guy about why Superman's such a great character. And I always hear that excuse that Superman is too OP and he's only good for the sake of being good. And that's why I like that Man of Steel kind of answered all those questions that, the entire movie, it's questioning his morality, questioning everything. It made Superman feel human. And then Batman vs. Superman did that again. But this time Superman was known to the world. So it became kind of like a political thriller. There's this scene in the movie where it shows all the news talking about they're debating should there be a Superman, because if there, like you said earlier, if there was a Superman, there'd be panic because, like you said, maybe Superman could become a commie, maybe he could be a fascist. I don't know. He could be anything he wants, and we
Half
could
the
do
people would
nothing
worship
about it.
him, and
Yeah,
half the people would fear him.
there would have been a cult like
it would have been a cult thing. It
yeah.
would really happen.
There would have been people thinking it's the second coming of Jesus or something like that. And then there would also be those people who hate him and see him as like a devil figure. And that to me is probably one of the most realistic things I've ever seen in any comic book movie. I mean, of course, it's a man still flying, which we probably will never see for now, at least.
Yeah, and
But
I was one of those people that grew up going to those comic book stores and, seeing Wolverine for the first time in 1986 on a comic book cover and going, what is that? I've got to have that. And then getting balls deep into X-Men and all the Marvel stuff. And I understood the Wonder Woman thing. I loved Batman. Really got into Spawn there for a while. Witchblade, a lot of the indie stuff. Loved Frank Miller's run as Batman, as the Bradley for Batman. But I never understood the whole Superman's the greatest, man. He's so great. And that's how I used to feel like, that's how I used to think about Superman fans. I used to think they were little simps. Now I get it. But it took me a long time.
mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be great if you guys get the Snyder cut. Because I come in and talk a lot of shit about how much shit we talk about Snyder, but it's not, I think that gives people the wrong impression. Like I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. Like I didn't love that movie. Like I haven't watched it 50 times. I've watched all of those movies. I'll even power through BVS, and I only like that one. I like that one, but that's a hard watch, dude.
Yeah.
But I always say the warehouse scene makes up for it. Because to this day, I've never seen a better Batman scene.
That's what I said after the Batman. I still said the warehouse fight's my favorite.
Yeah, and when you watch the warehouse scene, you go, okay, you watch all the rest of the movie and you feel like, okay, somebody else directed this scene because this doesn't feel like any of the rest of the movie. Even the little line, the Martha thing that like when he gets Martha and he's like, I'm a friend of your son's. And she's like, yeah, I kind of figured you're wearing a cape. But before that, Superman's, Martha, why'd you say that name? Martha, save Martha. And I'm like, why would Superman call his mom Martha? Just little shit like that takes you out of the movie, man.
I actually like the Martha scene. Like,
why?
Stop
it. Why? It doesn't make sense. If you're hurt and you think your mom's in trouble, Isaac, and I'm there, and I'm the only one that can save her, are you gonna say go save? Go save Patricia or whatever your mom's name is. No, you're going to say, go save my mom, motherfucker. That's what you're going to say. You're not going to say, Martha.
To be fair, remember during the fight and Batman's dragging Superman through his hook. Remember, he says he doesn't give a crap if he has parents. And I feel like if he had said, save my mom, it would sound confusing to him. And to me, I always felt that the reason why he was saying Martha is so that He knows Batman's intelligent. He knows Batman's a detective, and he's hoping in his last breath that he finds a woman named Martha. That's what I've always used as I will admit the first time I watched the movie, and I still get if people don't like the scene. Just that to me personally, I liked it because it concluded this entire arc for Batman, who now sees himself in the position he's been the entire movie. Because I saw Batman's not a hero in this movie, at least not until the ending. And in the entire movie, he's trying to kill this guy who's trying to do the right thing. To me, Batman is a villain, and or not the villain. That's still Lex Luthor, but he is a villain. And I think
He's a
that scene,
paranoid anti-hero. That's what I call him. I
yeah,
mean, he's
that's
a
a better way
paranoid
to say
anti-hero.
it.
He
Yeah,
really is. He's so paranoid about Superman. You know, it's like, do you bleed? And Superman, you will. He knows Superman can hear him. Superman heard
oh
him. If
yeah,
I was Superman, I came right back down and just flicked him in the forehead. Think you better watch your shit, Batman. Do you know who you're messing with? You know, it's like the Tony Stark Captain America thing. Tony has these great suits, but he always says, no, I'm not the boss. I just pay for everything. That's Batman.
the
There's
only
only one leader of the Justice League, and it ain't Batman.
Superman.
Yeah.
The only criticism I have in the movie, because I love Batman versus Superman. I even have a poster like right there of BVS. The only part I didn't like is when Superman comes down and when he's about to fight Batman, instead of explaining things quickly, he says, Bruce, Lex wants us to fight. Bruce, stop, don't do this," instead of explaining completely
Yeah.
what's going on. I felt like he was taking too long to say
He's like
Bruce
holding a
alive.
hostage on a roof that I care about. Plus, he's got my mom somewhere. Maybe you could help me go save my mom. Her name's Martha. You know,
Yeah, that's the only part I criticized. Like that to me was a little weird.
but the fight was cool. You
Oh yeah,
know,
definitely.
I don't hate that movie. I like, you know, I liked when Wonder Woman showed up, and here's another thing. Man, I did not know they were gonna do that, but when she shows up in BVS and you hear that music, I didn't know at the time that that was the Wonder Woman theme. I just thought that was the music they were going to
Dude.
use for in that scene. That's the best DC theme ever made.
I well to me I still prefer the Man of Steel theme. But
Okay,
I do
no,
love it.
okay. The first flight theme is really good, man. I do love the Superman theme.
That I
Yeah,
always listen to that theme
that's a
every time.
great theme. But just Wonder Woman shit, that her shit slaps, bro.
So when the first time I watched BVS, it was so back in like 2016 there was midnight premieres and all that. I'm actually glad they don't do that anymore. But I remember when I went to go watch BVS, it was at an IMAX premiere. It was the first time I've ever gone to a midnight premiere, and I remember the most excited everyone was in that movie. You see Batman's about to die, Doomsday's coming in, and then all of a sudden Wonder Woman drops, and then you hear
Yeah,
that
people
scene,
freaked.
everyone exploded, man.
People freaked, and when she
Mhm.
did that, when it hit her and just pushed her back, and then she slammed the wrists together, the bracelets
Mhm.
together, and I remember the theater I was in, people just lost their shit. You would
Yeah,
think it was a Marvel movie. You would think it was, you know, one of the
it was
Marvel
so
movies.
amazing.
And people do love that stuff, man. You still got your people. There's just a lot of there's toxic people in every fandom. Every
Yeah.
fandom. There's probably toxic people in the Cobra Kai Karate Kid fandom.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They're toxic everywhere.
Even the
So for
James
all
Bond
these
fandom.
yeah, so for all these people to glom all the Snyder fans together, that bothers me. But there's a small group of them Snyder fans that absolutely are toxic
Oh
as
yeah.
hell. They are horrible, man. Horrible people. I've seen them do some foul shit.
Mhm. Yeah, the Snyder fandom. Look, I've always said in my videos that the Snyder fandom isn't the only fandom that has its toxic. Every fandom out there, and again, like the James Bond. I remember when Daniel Craig got casted, they were complaining about how he didn't have the right hair color. Everyone, there's a toxic fandom in everyone. The Snyder fandom has that side, but it always frustrates me that there are some channels out there who dedicate to saying all the Snyder fandom's toxic, and that's what frustrates me so much. And
And
look,
me
I've
being
called out. What was that?
the Ben Affleck fan I have been my whole life, even during his cheesy stuff, like
Mhm.
the Jay and Silent Bob stuff, and you know, Chasing Amy and Armageddon, one of
Oh,
my
I love
favorite guilty
Armageddon.
pleasures of all
I
time.
like it a lot,
You know
especially
what I
that
mean?
ending.
Like, I've been a Ben Affleck fan for a long time, so when I saw him for the first time in the Batman suit, I remember saying to myself, "This is gonna work. This is gonna work, man, because Ben's a good actor. This is gonna work," and he's still my favorite Batman. He is. It's crazy. This new one, Robert Pattinson, yeah, man. Uh, I love the new sparkly Batman. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like Pattinson really did not skimp on this one. He performed so great in the Batman movie. But well, I
Mhm.
mean, it's Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, but I love Christian Bale. There's not one Batman I've ever had a problem with except Clooney. He's the only one. Clooney's the only one I ever had a problem with. Clooney just didn't. I don't know, man. It just didn't.
Why is it? It's for some
I just
reason
something
zoomed
about
out.
it, dude. I don't know, man. The really bad one-liners and like if you want to get your drink on or get a little high and uh and watch Batman and Robin and point out all the flaws, you can have fun with it.
Mhm.
But that's a movie I can't power through. I can watch both Michael Keaton Batmans. I can watch the Val Kilmer Batman and still have some fun with that movie. I can watch all them, but something about the way Ben looks and this bat suit and
I
that
feel like The Dark Knight
Batmobile,
Returns.
it just felt, yeah, it felt like some Frank Miller shit. It just felt like Batman.
Mhm.
Even though the truest, as far as like acting wise, the most accurate to the Batman I grew up with, Pattinson's probably nailed it.
Yeah, look, Pattinson to me is the most what I would consider comic accurate. He felt like it was straight out of the comics, and he's also my second favorite Batman now. Um, and I love Michael Keaton. I respect Michael Keaton a lot. I love Christian Bale. I think he was a great Batman. Val Kilmer, I thought was decent. I didn't think he was horrible, but I didn't think he was all that good to me. George
He made
Clooney,
a
I
better
agree. I
Bruce
can't
Wayne, I
watch.
think.
Yeah, he did play a better
He's a
Bruce
better
Wayne than
Bruce Wayne than
Batman.
Batman. Yeah.
And George Clooney, I agree. Batman and Robin, that's the one Batman movie I cannot rewatch, even no matter what. Like, there's some movies that are bad to where I can still rewatch them. Batman and Robin's not one of them. But while Robert Pattinson, I respect what he did, and I love that Batman movie. Ben Affleck to me is still my favorite Batman. To me, he portrays Batman the best. And I mean, to be fair, my favorite Batman have always been much older Batman, like a Batman who is near retirement 20 years into his career. And to me, Ben Affleck just portrayed that Dark Knight Returns as version of the character the best. And
So
and
you
the
really,
suit.
really, 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 really like The Dark Knight Rises then. Old
Oh
man
my god.
Batman.
I I'll admit it's the weakest of the trilogy. I didn't.
Yeah, it is. The Batman I loved, it was animated, but I loved the Batman from Flashpoint Paradox.
Oh yeah. What's it, Thomas Wayne?
Yeah, I loved it. The wife had become the Joker because of the death of their son. He was old. I just really, really, I love that. I love that movie. But
Mhm.
I love just probably every animated DC movie, man. I mean, they're all so well done. Crisis on Two Earths, I think, is one. Doom is really good. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse is really good. Like all the Justice League movies are good. Even the one where they went against the little Teen Titans was a good one.
Mhm.
Shit, when Batman fought the Ninja Turtles, I was like, yeah, I'm involved. I'm in. I'll watch it. Shit, let's do this.
Yeah. I don't really watch a lot of the animated stuff anymore. I'm not
You've
like
never watched those movies?
no, I've seen them. Just I don't
Oh,
like keep up with them anymore. Just
yeah. Some of
because.
the newer ones aren't that great.
Yeah, I didn't
I
like.
didn't. The
What
Long
was that
Halloween, is that
recent
what it's
one?
called?
Well, I've has that one released already?
Yeah, there's two of them, Volume
Oh,
One
I
and
haven't
Volume
seen
Two. The
that
Long
one yet.
Halloween. They're all on HBO Max. That one kind of great story, but really kind of bored me, man. It was. I don't want to say disappointing, but it was definitely lackluster. You
There
know.
was a recent, no, not recent. It was probably a year ago. I think it's called Apocalypse War. I I didn't like that one. I know a lot of DC fans love it, but I don't know. I don't like them. There's some that like the Injustice one was. I think most people hated that one, and I hated that. That's like the last one I watched because a lot of the animated stuff, or at least the straight to home VOD movies, I struggle watching them. They just feel so quick. They feel like they're doing the story. Like there's some good ones. Like I love The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, those are excellent, but those are old school too. Those are like 20
Yeah.
years old, man.
Yeah. But the others they feel so it feels like they want to do the comic but they forget what made the comics good. They're just kind of like going straight, like they're just like copy paste without any heart and soul. And that's what I felt with Apocalypse War. It just felt like, oh, cool. Oh my god, big baddies fight each other. I didn't like that really.
My favorite one's probably Mask of the Phantasm. That one just has a feel to it that feels like Batman.
I did like that one.
It's got a nice little mystery, even though you can kind of tell what's coming. I don't know. I really enjoy their animated stuff,
Mhm.
but I can like DC's got some good shit too, man. Like, just I like a lot of people. There was a little buzz when it first came out around Doom Patrol, but I love that show. It's so different. I don't know why people don't talk about it more. And I haven't watched Harley Quinn yet, but that's because I thought it was
You haven't seen the series?
I thought it was gonna be like slapsticky and
I thought that too, but
childish.
I watched both seasons and I really, really liked it.
And Max was like, "Chris, you gotta watch it." I'm like, "All right, calm down, man. It's on my list. We gotta talk about it." I haven't even watched Moon Knight yet.
Max made you watch it?
No, I told him I would because he says he wants to talk about it, but we never do. I mean, we always end up talking about like, turkeys and shit. What's this turkey?
Oh my god.
Like, and it's fun to speculate and theorize and talk a little shit, but man, 3 hours every night for 2.5 years. I'm exaggerating, but it feels that way, Where do I know that guy from?
There's a little meme on Max's
I know the
channel.
Bob's Burger thing, but I mean, who's that actor? I'm trying to think of where I know him from. What
His
movies
name's
do I see?
Eugene. I forgot the last name, but he does one of the voices for Bob's Burger, but that's all I know him from. But
Bob's Burger.
we've gone an hour. I'm gonna end the stream. Oh crap! I actually accidentally hit the table. But we're gonna end the stream. I think in total I've done almost 4 hours of streaming today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just wanted to. Well, at first I was just coming to let you know, man. These streams are cool. I'm actually interested. Like, this is an interesting topic, and if Max talks about it later, I'm in.
Oh yeah, he will.
That stuff's really cool to me. I do like the idea of a DC Feige. I think we need one. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here and let you close the stream. I was just coming in to tell you you're doing a great job, and I end up, going down the rabbit hole. But I'm gonna let you close out your stream. I'm gonna bounce. I'll see you later tonight.
All right, see you later, Chris. All right, guys, that is it for today's stream. Let me bring up the image again. Where was it? So here's the image. It says we'll be seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters. Zach liked the post. That's interesting because that's the one thing I was so disappointed by when we got the movie. I mean, I understand. It's intelligent. Of course, they're trying to get promotion for HBO Max. I was excited that the movie just came out in general because obviously we all know about the Snyder fandom. We all knew about the Snyder movie itself. We all knew this movie had such a low chance of coming, but because of us fans, we fought. We worked hard. We got the movie released. So either way, I was excited, but I was always left disappointed that it never came out in theater because I've always wanted because this movie was made for IMAX, the 4:3 aspect ratio, that was made for the theatrical experience. That was made for IMAX. And it was always disappointing when the movie didn't come out in IMAX. Let me read some comments actually because I've been missing some. Arkham Gaming says Robert Pattinson's my favorite Batman. Thank God he doesn't kill. I can't stand a Batman that kills. And by the way, I apologize if I didn't read the comments. I tend to struggle keeping up with comments, especially when we have panelists, because typically when I have a panel or people in the panel, I start focusing on them and I forget that I have to read the chat. So I apologize for that in advance in future streams. But I prefer Batman that I actually don't mind when Batman kills. And that's why Ben Affleck's my favorite. Batman Long Halloween's amazing. I haven't seen the Long Halloween, but hey, I might check it out. I think it might be on HBO Max, but the cool guy, what's up, cool guy, says the Z0 event was incredible. It made the hate for Superman real. Yeah, it's what I like about it. I like how BVS plays off of Man of Steel and makes the actions in Man of Steel feel more impactful. It made it feel more impactful. But Batman Robin showed Midnighter and also let me put myself on solo screen. Let's see what I can do. I wanna put like the square, like How do I get this square up? Like, so that I can put like my image. So let's see. We might go on like 5 more minutes, but that's probably it. Okay, so there. That's what I was trying to do. I don't know. I don't know if you guys prefer close up or no. Like, I don't know. Because it is, we are talking Zack Snyder's Justice League. I think it's nice to have like this little square thing. Adding to the animation side, I love Superman / Batman Apocalypse because it introduced Supergirl. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm not a big fan of the animation stuff. But hey, I don't hate it either. But it is what it is. And what's up, Eric? I think this is your first time here. I've never seen your name here, so it is what it is. Welcome to the Multiverse of Movies, where we talk about movies, movie news, and everything in the wonderful world of movies. And I do plan on talking more about the SnyderVerse stuff because that's what made my channel more relevant and became popular. Because I know most of you guys are Snyder fans, and with the Discovery merger here, I think it's time we talk more about the Snyder stuff. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bells for future content. We also have a poll here that we put. It says, do you think Discovery should restore the Snyderverse? 72% say yes, 28% say no. And we had 30 votes, I believe. Let's see what comments I'm missing. By the way, follow us on our social media platforms. I forgot to say that, but if you want to keep up with us on the social media platforms, you want to contact me personally, we have a Twitter and Instagram at Isaac the Film Geek. Go support us there. And if you want to join the membership program, help support the channel financially, we do have a membership program. There's only 99 cents a month. You can join now. There's a join button near the subscribe button. And if you want merchandise, we have a link in description down below. But yeah, it was fun talking to Chris. That was the first time we had Chris on the panel. It's fun to have him here. I've talked to him before on Max's panel, so it's always great to talk to him. He's a good guy. But let's see because I missed a lot of comments. I'm trying to find. Gary Correa says Slither. Of course, Kamu, we had him in the chat. Let's see. By the way, I don't have my phone near me, so I haven't even been checking social media. So I'm gonna see what I can, because I had somebody message me on Twitter, but I didn't even check the message because my phone needed a charge, and it's like back here. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, so that's probably all the comments. Oh my god, I zoomed out so much on my computer because I had to zoom in for that image that it looks so bad right now. But let's see. Where was I? All right, we're good. Never mind. But we were talking about how the movie might be in theaters, which I'm definitely going to be there the first day. But yeah, it's let's see. So did I miss any comments? No. Hey, if you guys want a daily stream, you smash the like button, help support the channel. But so yeah, I think I caught up with the comments. I didn't read all of them because some weren't necessary. But again, we did talk about the article. And you guys who are watching the replay or are currently in the chat, you guys let me know in the comment sections down below. What do you think about this whole merger? Do you think this is a good idea? I actually think this. So I forgot to say this earlier. I think this does lead to the Snyderverse being restored. And the reason why I say that is in the article specifically, they say specifically that Superman has been sidelined. And I feel like that to me is hinting not only that, but it seems like they want structure. And the Snyderverse was very structured. Began with Man of Steel, then Batman vs Superman, then of course Zack Snyder's Justice League. It felt structured, and I feel like they want that structure back in order. But I've done 2 streams today. I've done 2 streams. I need to rest.
Gibby.
Oh yeah. Gibby!
Yeah, but anyways, BlackRock 3016 says that doesn't mean Snyder restore. Look, I'm not saying it's definitively gonna happen. I'm not saying that. But I think it does with the Discovery merger here. I do think it heightens the chance. And look, I get this is actually what I like about my channel. We have a lot of these SnyderVerse channels out there who do update videos, who talk only Snyder to the point where they realize they gas, because that's what I went through like a year ago on my channel, where I was only talking about Snyder to the point where it was only Snyder fans supporting. And anytime I would do a stream on anything else like WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, it became so convoluted that I could only talk about the SnyderVerse stuff. And I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie fan. I like talking about Matrix. I like talking about Terminator. I love talking about Marvel. I want to talk about stuff that isn't Snyder. And so around that time, I learned I should stop being a shill and stop gaslighting people, because eventually, that's why I talk so much about this whole Snyder fandom. And the Snyder fandom is filled with great, wonderful people. Some of the best people I've met on the internet have been Snyder fans, and I love this fandom. But I felt like so many Snyder accounts were just gaslighting their audience. And the thing is, anytime the topic of toxic Snyder fan came up, it's like every Snyder account would kind of hide from it. And that's why on my channel, I made a priority that I need to stop shilling and I need to start talking about the fandom. Because if I truly cared about the fandom, I would talk about that toxic side. And when I did that, that eventually led to people calling me I betrayed Snyder. Well, the main thing that led to that was that I gave Suicide Squad a really freaking good positive review. Even though in that review, I said specifically that I don't think it's as good as Batman vs. Superman, nor Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yet people took offense to that because I was supporting a non-Zack Snyder project in the DCU. And that's why I became so advocate. I became so vocal about the Snyder fandom, because I care about this fandom, and the negativity within the fandom needed to improve. We needed to change. And because I run a channel that did prioritize the Snyder fandom, I thought it was important for me to talk about it. And one thing I'm loving about my channel more now than before is we have people with difference of opinion, like Kavari. Kavari is not here on the stream, but or I think it's a he. I don't know what they look like, so I'm gonna assume it's a guy. So I apologize, but Kavari has been on the chat. He hates the Zack Snyder DCU stuff. What I love about him is I can conversate with him. I can have him on the chat and we can have a debate. We can have a calm, nice, relaxing debate. And that's what I love. That we have different, because it used to be, my chat used to be just restore SnyderVerse. Anyone who doesn't like Snyder stuff are haters and all that. And that's something I love. And the people who have been here from that time period till now, I respect you guys, because you guys saw me transform from this Snyder shill to somebody who's going to give you my full on honest thoughts on movies. Because I could have easily told people not to go watch Suicide Squad. I could have told people that Marvel sucks, that DC is the greatest thing ever. I could have done that. That would have gotten me more views. I would have made more profit on YouTube. But the thing is, I don't care about that. I care about giving you guys my honest thoughts. And that's why I appreciate having people like BlackRock 316 that doesn't believe that it could restore the Snyderverse, stuff like that. I like that we have Arkham Gaming here, who we disagree on, or wait, that's not the comment. We disagree on the Batman who killed stuff, because that makes stuff more fun. I don't want to gaslight. That's not what I want to do. And that's why, I'm so happy where the channel is going right now, because I still remember when I gave Suicide, because I talked recently, I made a video talking about people lying about me being anti-Snyder. I made a video responding to all of the allegations, because there have been people slandering my name, saying I'm anti-Snyder, that I hate Zack Snyder's work, and I'm only pretending to be a Snyder fan just to get views. Dude, if I wanted to get views, I would have been like Jody and Andy, who lie about the fandom and call us cultists and all that. But because I care about voicing my proper opinion, and I don't want to be a gaslighting channel, I gave my honest thoughts, even though it was the unpopular opinion. Morbius. I gave Morbius a good review. Most people got views off of hating on that movie. But yeah. Is there actually money in shilling for Zack Snyder's Justice League? Yes, depending on how you do it, though, because that's what I was doing. Now, at the time, I wasn't monetized, but what I would do is I would pump out the same exact video over and over again, where I would make this video called "Jody's wrong about the Snyder fandom, Andy's wrong about the Snyder," and I don't regret those videos, because Jody and Andy are terrible people who lied about the fandom, who manipulated everyone into believing the fandom is a certain way. But here's the thing. A lot of these accounts, the problem with a lot of these accounts is they're willing to tell people that you got to boycott these other movies, that you have to hate on these other movies. And that's not me. I want to go support these other movies. I don't care if Walter Hamada is the president. I don't care if Zack Snyder's in charge. I don't care. I just want good content. And I thought a lot of the stuff Walter Amato was doing movie-wise was good. Now, yes, I want Zack Snyder's universe restored. And that's why I made that video, because there were so many people saying I lied about the fandom because I called out the toxicity, because there is toxicity. And I always hate when I made those videos. I always I always I always I always said the toxic side is a very small minority. But whether we like it or not, that minority is going to grow rapidly if the fandom doesn't do anything. And there's bad things about this fandom. For example, boycotting the Batman. There are people lying that the Batman flopped. The Batman didn't flop. If you think the Batman flopped, then you don't know box office. It's simple as that. You don't know box office if you think the Batman flopped. But yeah, there is money to be made. And look, I'm a shill for Zack Snyder's DCU movies. I want shilling isn't that bad. Shilling as a lie is bad. Like, for example, if you're a Marvel fan and you shill for these movies, that's not a bad thing. You can like these movies. I do that for the DCU, or at least Zack's DCU. I do that too. The problem is when you're lying about it just because because that's what eventually that's what happened. I ran into a wall and I realized my channel became talk, because there are some old subscribers I have who I've seen them on other chats talk crap about me, saying that I'm a fake Snyder fan, saying that I'm horrible, that I don't care about the fandom, I don't care about Zack Snyder's work, when really that's a lie. That's a damn lie. And then Silent Scotty says, just started watching you recently and like your content. Thank you, Silent Scotty. And just playing around, much love. Thank you, Silent. But yeah, you did bring up a good question. But yeah, thank you for being here, Cylon. Whether you're a Snyder fan or not, we're always happy to have you here. That's one thing I also ran into. There was always a lot of people, a lot of these Snyder accounts. The minute you tell them you're a Marvel fan, it's like you were treated as lesser. And that happened to me. I remember I was on a panel once on a Snyder account. I'm not going to say what the account is, but I remember they were talking trash about Marvel, and I said, "Hey, I like Marvel." And look, it's all subjective. And then they were like, "Oh, your opinions suck," all this, and I was like, "Bruh, why can't I like both?" And yes, Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. The Zack Snyder universe is my favorite franchise out there. This includes Matrix, Godfather, anything movie wise. That's my favorite is the Zack Snyder stuff. Um, but but yeah, much love to have you here, man. Yeah, we talk a lot about the Snyder stuff. So if you're a Snyder fan, you're free to stay, or I don't know, whatever. But um, yeah, if I could show you my old, because some of my streams I had to delete it because of the stupid stuff I said, the stupid stuff in the chat. Some streams I did have to delete because I do regret some of the things I've done in the past. I don't regret calling out anti-Snyders because the anti-Snyder side is incredibly toxic too. They're good people. I mean, MSK, Master Swag King Entertainment, I'm friends with him, and he hates the Zack Snyder universe, and yet we're friends. But yeah, it is what it is. Silent Scotty also comment says, I didn't believe in the cults until I saw creators skewered for even suggesting Zack Snyder's Justice League may not continue. It's real. I've never seen it like any other fandoms, even Star Wars. Well, I will say that Star Wars, the fandom in Star Wars is much worse than the Snyder fandom. But that's the thing, because I remember I'm gonna keep this person private. This is a friend I have on Twitter, and they said they like Justice League 2017 more than they like Zack Snyder's version. And look, I highly disagree. I freaking hate Joss Whedon's Justice League. But everyone has the right to their own subjective opinion. Everyone has a different experience with entertainment, because entertainment is experiential events. But when he made that tweet, he had to delete it. But before he deleted it, I saw a lot of the replies. There are people actually calling. I'm not going to say the word because I think I get demonetized on YouTube if I say this word. But they were calling him the literal PEDO word. They called him the P word. And they said, oh, you're supporting racism, you're supporting sexism, you're supporting this. How dare you support Joss Whedon's work? And I was shocked. You're not anything like that if you like this movie. That's like saying because you like the Cosby Show, you're automatically a P word. You're not. You're not. Entertainment. Entertainment is subjective. Now, the only time I would agree is maybe Cuties, but I don't even like thinking about that movie. I'm sorry, that movie is disgusting, but it is what it is. Look, there isn't a Snyder cult. Like the meaning of cult is people who have like rituals, who genuinely will die for this cult they're in. But the reason why that term's used is because there are people who treat the fandom like it's a cult. They treat it like you have to die on this hill that you can only like Zack Snyder's work. No. And that's why on my channel I'm open when I say that I love not just the Zack Snyder work, but the non-Snyder work. I'm very open on that. And if you don't like that, cool. Make videos about it. But you cannot gatekeep because on this fandom, there's a lot of gatekeeping. And that led to people lying about mine. There's literally you can search up um Multiverse of Movies anti-Snyder, and you'll probably find a video where someone makes it out to seem like I'm anti-Snyder. And then I remember I would get I'm gonna say I think this is the first time I say this on the channel. I've never made this public. Around the time I criticized the fandom, and every time in these videos, I always clarify that the fandom is not toxic. Yes, there's a minority, but the fandom in general is not toxic. I clarify that in every video. There's this video I had, and somebody privately messaged me on Twitter saying that this is the comment they made. I'm going to say now I'm going to keep the person private because I don't want to give attention to trolls. I had a comment on my Twitter, and it was a message request. I read it, and a person said, "I'm going to effing kill you if you ever talk about the fandom ever again." I didn't take this threat serious because it's the internet. In the internet, there's a lot of faceless trolls who will do terrible things and get away with it just because they don't show their face. And it's always the faceless trolls. It's the funny thing. It's like they're so scared to show their face, but when somebody genuinely criticizes them, they won't take it. They'll just troll you. They'll say stupid things. And that was the first ever death threat I received. And it's weird because I'm like, wait, all I talked about was the fandom should be much better. And I didn't respond to this person because I knew it would give them the attention. But I got that comment, and I was genuinely scared. There's also I have my email public. I have an email on my description. I make my email not my private email. This is a public email. This is like a business email that I have in case somebody wants to contact me through emails because I don't know how people like contacting, but I had an email sent to me threatening to dox me. I had a literal email of somebody threatening to dox me saying, "I'll find your address, I'll find your phone number, I'll find everything." And I didn't respond to that one. It's so crazy to see all of that. And, I genuinely, like, I know they're lies, they're obviously trolling, but even making the threat itself is a very serious thing. And it's crazy. This is a freaking movie. I love this movie, but you're going to want somebody dead because they don't agree with you on a movie? I don't believe that. It's silly. It's silly. It's genuinely silly, but it is what it is. And then Silent Scotty says, "Sure, the term is a bit disingenuous, but I think you know what I'm referring to by cold. Probably just needs a different word." Yeah, I understand. I'm fine with using the term cults because even in my thumbnails, I'll say Snyder cults attack this person, attack that. It's so crazy how many people don't actually listen to what I'm saying. There's so many idiots who will just comment reading the thumbnail and title without watching the video. It's like you would think if you're going to criticize someone, you would at least hear them out on what they have to say. But yeah. And then Cylon says doxing and swatting is real. Be safe, protect your privacy. Yeah, I know they're real, but I know most of the time when someone sends you a threat like that, most of the time they're just trying to scare you off. And look, I do believe it. I'm very private about. If you notice, I've never revealed my last name. Oh crap! I probably shouldn't say that, but I've never revealed my last name. I don't show pictures of people close. The only person in my private life you guys have seen was the guy in my stream earlier, Ethan. He did that stream with me about Doctor Strange, Doctor Strange 2, we talked about it. That guy, I know him in my private life. We went to high school together. We grew up together. So I know him. Obviously, that's the one person you guys know. There's been people in the chat who know me that I've said, like, I got my friend Pedro who sometimes is in the chat. There are some people you know, but I've never shown family. I've never shown, like, so I always say in my videos I live in Houston. I don't live in Houston specifically. I live around Houston, but I'll never reveal that information because I live in a town around Houston. I feel like that would narrow it down too much. So I always just say I live in Houston. I live like the 30-minute drive from Houston. But yeah, it's a serious thing. It's a true thing. And that's my biggest fear on YouTube. Um it's the whole doxing, because you have to be a special kind of pussy to dox somebody. Let's be honest about that. If you dox somebody, you're a terrible human being. The fact you want somebody dead over a movie, that's crazy. But yeah, I keep a lot of stuff private. I keep a lot of stuff private on my channel that will never be revealed publicly. But yeah, it is what it is. Thank you for the talk, Cylon. It's great to have you here. Great to have everyone here. Thank you to everyone who was here on the panel. I want to do more streams more often. 33 votes, by the way. I have a poll that says, do you think Discovery should restore the Snyderverse? 70% say yes, 30% say no. But yeah, make sure to smash the like button, man. Help support the channel. Share this video out with your fellow friends. It's fun to talk about this kind of stuff. Don't take it too serious. If you're out there trying to swat dox people, I don't know, then you must be a special kind of crazy, a special kind of stupid. But it is what it is. It's been a fun stream, and it was great to talk to you guys. But yeah, hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Let's get the Snyderverse restored. I want the Snyderverse restored. I want it restored. Some people will tell you I don't, but I do. The day the Snyderverse gets restored, I'm literally going to do, like, let's say they announce it tomorrow. I would literally do a live stream just celebrating. I don't know, throw fireworks, whatever. It would be the happiest stream. That's actually my goal, or YouTube, is to eventually one day have a stream called Discovery Confirms Snyderverse Restored. That would be my literal goal on this platform. But anyways, thank you guys for being here today. I'll see you guys. Also, wait, let me actually read this last comment from Derpy Gaming. It says, if the Snyderverse happens, I won't care. I'm a DC fan. I mean, I'd care. Like let's say right now Discovery announces saying they'll never continue with the Snyder DC stuff. Yes, I would be disappointed, but I'd still watch DC. Like, I'd still watch the DC movies. I'd support the DC community. I still would. Except I would feel a little bit of disappointment. That's about it, which I think most people should be like that. Like, just stay optimistic. You don't have to go watch these movies. Like, for example, if the Batman trailer, you didn't like it, then you don't go watch it. You're a consumer. You're allowed to choose which movies to go watch and not watch. You're a consumer. You're allowed to do that. But to tell people to boycott movies, that's where it gets ridiculous. But anyways, thank y'all for being here. Thank you, Silent Scotty. Take care. Yeah, take care, you too, man. And it was great to do the stream. It was fun. But yeah, and look, like, my poll is an example of how much my channel has changed. If you go look at the poll, it says 34 votes, and only 68% of you say yes, 32% say no. If this was a year ago, that poll would be 100%. And I actually want differences of opinion, because it gets boring. It gets boring. Okay. I don't want to gaslight people. I don't want to lie to people. I don't want to just talk to people who agree with me. I want to talk to people who disagree. That way we have interesting conversations. I want to have fun. I don't just want to be the Snyder show. I want to be somebody who you can look at and think, that guy loves movies. That's the goal right there. That's my goal. I want this channel, because that's the slogan of the channel. If you guys see the slogan, wait, no, I don't think that. So you guys see the intros in my videos typically. It says Multiverse of Movies. Oh wait, the shirt right there. Yeah, the shirt, the slogan's down there. The slogan says, the channel is called The Multiverse of Movies, and the slogan says, a channel for movie fans, for all movie fans. And if I'm only talking about the Snyder stuff, then I'm not being honest to the slogan. But yeah, also we have Darkstar says, hey Isaac, what's up, Darkstar? Thank you for being here. You know what? We'll end in 5 minutes. If you guys want to drop your final comments, you guys let me know. But yeah, these kinds of streams are always fun to have. I know Max is streaming later today. I'm not gonna I would love to show up, but I probably won't because I've done 2 streams today. I've done 2 streams. I did a stream about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that was literally almost 3 hours. I think we got to the 2 hour 51-minute mark. That's probably the longest stream I have on this channel, but, that stream, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but, then I did this stream. Now the intent to this stream was I'm only gonna do this quick 30-minute stream, discuss the article that they released that Discovery wants more control. Like they want a Kevin Feige figure in the DCEU. That's what they want. They want, or the DC entertainment, like in general, DC movies. They want that main to go to guy. Uh, that they want that to main to go guy. I was just gonna talk about it, but then Chris showed up. We had a lot of fun. Now we have a lot of people. And Kavari, I brought you up earlier. I was earlier talking about what I love about my channel now. Then because a year ago my channel was just chill on Snyder. Don't ever criticize the fandom. That's what my channel was. Like if you go search up oldest videos, it was all just Zack Snyder this, Zack Snyder that. It was rarely ever anything else. And then I changed my channel to calling out to toxic fandom, to saying that the fandom needs to improve, to talk. And then of course I never boycott the Warner Brothers movies because I care about supporting movies. And I just brought you up because one thing I love about my chats, because my chat used to be just simp for Zack Snyder, simp, shill, and never talk about anything. That's like literally, I remember I did the Star Wars stream where it was for May 4th. We were celebrating May the 4th be with you. And we were celebrating that. And the chat eventually became Zack Snyder, this Zack Snyder stuff. And I love Zack Snyder's work. But what I love about my chat now is we have people like, which I did bring you up, Kavari. We have people like you who disagree, who do not want the SnyderVerse restored or don't care that much or really aren't fans of the movies. But we can conversate. We're civilized. We talk. That's what I want the Snyder fandom to be. We need to be more civilized people. uh we need to be civilized. We should be able to conversate. We should be able to look at, because that was the problem I had on my old chat, where it became, you literally, anytime a Marvel movie was brought up, everyone would go ballistic saying Marvel sucks, how dare you bring up Marvel. And it got so exhausting. I was like, come on, man, we gotta be better. And that's why I called it out. And now a lot of those toxic subscribers I used to have are gone. And I've seen them talk bad about me on other chats. They say that I'm a fake Snyder fan because I only want clicks. If I wanted clicks, I would have talked more about Snyder. And I talk about Snyder still a lot. It's just that I called out the toxicity within the fandom. And that's why I'm glad to have people like Kavari in the chat, because he disagrees, but we're not calling each other slurs or anything. We're just having fun. We're just having fun. DC Studios Gerg Balantic as DC film president. give that then give m- then them give me that wrench movie. I'll admit the wrench movie was the one DC project I didn't give a crap about. Then Darkstar says, I want Discovery to just reboot the DCU and start fresh and build the DC universe correctly this time. I wouldn't mind that. Like I said, look, I obviously the number one thing I would love is the Snyderverse restored. I would love to just go back, give Zack Snyder his final movies, let him conclude his story. And then that's it. And then move on. I don't know, plan whatever you need to do. But if let's say right now Discovery says that they're going to just cancel, they're going to reboot, they're just going to end off this universe, I would still be optimistic. I'd be supporting these movies and hoping for the best. Now, let's say they reboot and then the first 4 movies are horrible, then yeah, I'd give up. I'd start ranting, I'd be mad. But um but I'm still going to be optimistic prior to that. But yeah, Kavar says at this point, I don't give a F about the Snyderverse, too much hate and drama. Look, there is a lot of hate and drama, but because I'm a Snyder fan, I do want to talk about these big deals because, to me, I like talking about this. It's just that I don't like talking about it in a chill way that I used to. And then, of course, we have CJH in the building. He says, greetings. What's up, CJH? We're about to end. But yeah, then Darkstar says, I love if they restore the SnyderVerse too, but it's kind of unlikely that they will. At least that's what I think. I do think there's a higher chance now with Discovery, but I wouldn't say it's a definitive chance. Like my chance before with AT&T for a while was 20%. After Ann Sarnoff said it was a cul-de-sac, Walter Mata said it was a cul-de-sac. When those people came out, when the big major players came out and said that it's a cul-de-sac, uh, I gave it a 20% chance. Then later on, when more time came up, I thought 40% chance. Now I give it a 50-50. Because there's some Snyder fans who think it's definitive that they will restore it. It's not definitive. It's not. But hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna hope for the best. I'm only gonna bring in my hope. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna deny facts. All I'm gonna tell you is I'm optimistic and I hope the SnyderVerse gets restored. Um, but yeah, it's true. It is unlikely, but hey, it is what it is. But man, my voice is dead today. I think I'm almost gone. So it'd be like almost 3 hours the first time. We're almost 5 hours of streaming. Kavari says, did you see Grace's video? He's talking about Grace Randolph video. She did amazing breakdown on what's happened with Warner Bros. And DC. I haven't seen it. I will watch it after, but yeah, by the way, I was actually about to make I'm probably not gonna make a video on this. I'll just address it right now. There are people literally harassing Grace Randolph. I don't want to be that guy. I'll say this. There's this guy who I'm friends with. We've been on many streams together. I'm not gonna say his name. He's a big Snyder fan. He does streams about Snyder. And I like how he's lying about how Grace is shilling for the fandom and how she's lying and manipulative because there is a clip that got released back in 2013. Grace said she didn't like Man of Steel and believed Zack Snyder should leave. And a lot of people are using that clip as ammo to say, look, she never cared. No, there are people who just didn't like that movie. I don't get what's the dip. If I didn't start YouTube until 2020. If I had started YouTube back in 2018, or if no, not 2018, 2016, my first review for BBS would have been negative because I didn't like that movie when I first watched it, but over time I liked it. And it was until like 2017, 2018 that I ended up loving that movie. It took me a while to enjoy it. So this whole Snyder fandom saying that Grace hates the fandom, how she's a shill. No, she's not. She's just telling you what her sources tell you. I don't like scoopers. I don't keep up with scoopers. But she's just telling you what she's heard. She's just telling you the honest, how she doesn't believe the SnyderVerse will get restored and all that. She's not lying to you. She's just saying what her sources say, which is why I don't like scoopers in general. But to say she's not a true Snyder fan, that's just people being ignorant. But yeah. Kavari says, can't wait to see how the super scoopers spin the news to fit their narrative. Lol. Yeah. I don't really keep up with scoopers. By the way, let me use a good example. The people saying that Grace is anti-Snyder because she gave Man of Steel a bad review and said Zack Snyder should go. According to your narrative, that means John Campea is a hardcore Snyder fan. Because a lot of people claim that Campea is the face of the anti-Snyder movement. He's not. He literally says all the time how much he loves Man of Steel. He likes BBS and he likes Zack Snyder's Justice League. He literally gives them positive reviews every time. But it's funny because if you're going to use Grace hating Man of Steel, then you might as well use John Campea praising Man of Steel from the first time he saw it until even now. If you're going to use Grace, then use that of Campea. That's how ignorant your claim is on Grace. And no, she's not just doing this for shilling. She likes Zack Snyder. Just that her sources told her that it won't happen. I don't know how to tell y'all, but Black Rocks 316 says some sure there's some YouTubers didn't like Man of Steel the first time around. Some same for BBS. Yeah, that is true. That's the thing. Back in 2016, it was unpopular to like the Zack Snyder DCU work because I remember I literally would go on chat, and this was before I started YouTube. I would go on Twitter, I would go on Instagram, anything. Anytime I brought up how much I love Zack Snyder's work, I would get bombarded with comments saying, "You like horrible movies? How dare you like these movies?" I would always get bombarded for it. And I loved Man of Steel from the beginning. BVS, at first I didn't like it. Then I became such a big hardcore fan of BVS. But, you know, opinions change. And if you right here, every one of us, including you, everyone watching, everyone here has had an opinion changed in their lifetime. Whether it's you used to not like bacon on pizza, now you do, or let's say you used to be a meat eater, now you're a vegan, or maybe you don't like drinking milk, but now you do. Everyone's had their opinions changed. And to use that as ammo is just simply ignorance. But yeah, and that was the truth at the time. And then BlackRock's 316 says, I think there are some in the beginning that didn't like Man of Steel and BVS when it first came out. Yeah, that did happen. I mean, I liked Man of Steel when I first watched it. From beginning to end, I still love Man of Steel, but yeah. Arkham Gaming says, if the SnyderVerse gets restored, I would prefer it to be an Elseworld story, and I want DCU some fixes, cough cough, Nightwing and Batman. I'll sure be fine. Yeah, I understand. I would still just want Snyderverse restored as it is. Like, have Zack Snyder finish his vision. That's my preferred option, but it's understandable. Then Ryan, hashtag on vengeance, hashtag DC Cinematic Universe. Cinemax says, my take is let's hope to then make DC Studios and start a cinematic universe with rated R and PG-13 PG rating. And I love BVS. I don't really care about ratings. Just make a good movie. But I understand where you're coming from. Let's look at our polls. We almost have 40 votes. 69% say yes, you want the Snyderverse restored. 31% say no, you don't want it restored. It is what it is. But hey, I've gone over time. I've streamed so much today. It was fun having you guys here. And if you guys want to catch up with future streams, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time. Also, earlier when I was searching up Zack Snyder's Justice League in theaters because I was trying to find the image of the film with Zack Snyder's Justice League, I was trying to search it up. My video came up, and this wasn't on YouTube. This was on Google. That's never happened. So I feel like if you're new to the channel, you guys let me know in the chat. So, and if you aren't new, just let me know when you became a subscriber or whatever. But it was fun streaming. Smash the like button. I forgot. I don't think I did that today, but it is what it is. I gotta find more clips.
All right, Gold Member. Don't play the laughing boy. There are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
What?
I have some clips here. Let's play this one.
I dropped out in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nana.
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football.
I don't know how many of you watch Riverdale, but man, Riverdale's horrible. And then of course Ryan says, I understand. Let's hope they make good stories. But yeah, man, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, I'm not sure. I can remember names. Like I can see Arkham Gaming, Kavari. Like I can recognize names, but I don't know who's like new or not. But yeah, it was awesome to have you guys here. I would try to stream maybe tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at like 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll try streaming. I don't know for sure if I will, but I might stream. I don't know. But if you want to be a part of that, subscribe, turn on notification bells, maybe even join the membership program, which I have right here. It's only 99 cents a month to help support the channel. I do got to pull up an image because I have new members. I have to now put an image of all the new members because I do give shout outs for every member that we have join us. So I got to start doing that more often. Yeah. I've been here before. Sorry if I forget. It's just I'm really bad at remembering names, so I apologize for that, Ryan. But yeah, man, thank you for being here. Either way, but yeah, it was a fun stream. I'm surprised so many people because this was a stream I planned last second, and typically every time I plan a stream last second, it doesn't get views because it's weird. So on YouTube, you have to plan a stream in advance because so a lot of the people who have the notification bells on, which I really hope you do, but you don't have to. Obviously, it's your choice. But the notification bell, when it comes to stream, if you plan a stream, if you schedule a stream at least 30 minutes prior to streaming, that stream, everyone will get notified that you're going to stream in 30 minutes. But when you do it under 30 minutes, it doesn't notify anyone until the minute you stream. And a lot of people want to anticipate your stream. They want to know in advance. That way they're prepared when you go live. And that's That's the mistake I made. I planned to stream like 20 minutes before, and it led to almost nobody coming. So that's why I didn't think this stream would get views. But surprisingly, we're at 132 views. That's a pretty good amount to me, at least personally. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. I would join Max's stream tonight, but like I would join Max's stream. Like I would join this man right here on his stream. Yes, that's the face reveal. I'm sorry, guys, I had to do it. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's not him. That's a different actor. But also, we have 40 votes. I think that's the most we had on a poll. 68% say yes, 32% say no. But it was fun having Chris. It's funny because Chris left like 30 minutes ago saying he wanted me to close off the stream, and I didn't end up doing that because I get distracted easily. I get very distracted really easily, especially comments and all that. So like I would not be able to handle a stream that's like I wouldn't be able to handle a stream that's about like let's say 30 people at the same time. I would not be able to because I would just be so exhausted trying to read every comment, realizing I probably wouldn't be able to because I'm not very good at that. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.